When I bucked my mountain cabin, I bucked it for peace. No city news, no nosy Nike boss, just pine trays, crisper, and the lekker short walk down the slope. The HOA wasn't supposed to matter much. They covered trash pickup and snow plowing, that's it. Or so I thought. But with Karen as president, no one's property was safe. It started with a flyer shoved into my mailbox. Cabin available, open house this weekend. Tour the property with our realtor. At first, I thought it was a mistake. But then I saw the photo, my cabin, my porch, my swing. I stormed over to the HOA office, flyer in hand. What's the meaning of this? Karen didn't even look up from her phone. We've decided your cabin is better suited for resale. A younger family would make better use of it. Better suited? I barked. I own this place outright. You don't have the authority to list my property. She smirked. We'll see. The open house is scheduled for Saturday. I suggest you make yourself scarce so buyers can get a good look. I wasn't scarce. I was ready. Saturday morning, I locked my cabin's heavy iron gate, set up cameras, and hung a massive hand-painted sign. Private property. Not for sale. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Then I parked myself on the porch with a thermos of coffee. Sure enough, a realtor's SUV rolled up at 10 sharp, trailed by a caravan of cars. Out stepped Karen, dolled up like she owned the place, chattering about a unique rustic investment opportunity. When the realtor and group of would-be buyers reached the gate, they froze at the sign. This is private property, one muttered. Karen waved it off. Ignore that. He's just being difficult. I'm the HOA president. Tats wen I walked down the drive. Morning, folks, I called. This is my cabin. Not for sale. That woman is trespassing and misrepresenting private property. The buyers looked between me and Karen like they just stumbled into a bad comedy skit. The realtor's face went red. Karen, you told me this was an authorized listing. Karen stammeret. It is. The HOA. I cut her off. The HOA has no legal stake in this cabin. And since you're all standing on my land after I put up signs, I suggest you leave before I call the sheriff. The group scattered quick. The realtor cursed under his breath and sped off. But Karen stayed, screeching at me. You can't embarrass me like that. I'll fan you into the ground. I'll take you to court. I pulled out my phone, tapped play, and let her own words from earlier that week, recorded on my security camera, play loud and clear. We've decided your cabin is better suited for resale. The open house is scheduled for Saturday. Her face drained of color. By the time the sheriff arrived, because yes, I called, Karen was sputtering excuses about community vision and real estate partnerships. The deputy shook his head. Ma'am, you don't have the right to list or sell private property. Consider this your official warning. Try it again, and we'll be discussing charges for fraud and harassment. Karen turned on her heel and stormed off, muttering something about ungrateful neighbors. The fallout came fast. The realtor filed a complaint with the state board for being misled into breaking the law. Several neighbors, embarrassed by the scene, confronted Karen at the next HOA meeting. Turns out she'd been scheming to list multiple homes under the guise of community redevelopment. My cabin was just her first target. Within weeks, petitions circulated. Karen was stripped of her position. The HOA bylaws were rewritten to explicitly prohibit interference with private property, and every homeowner received a letter of apology from the newly elected board. As for me, I kept the sign up on my gate. Not because I need it anymore, but because it makes me smile every time I see Karen drive past, glaring at it like it's a personal insult. The sign says exactly what she needed to learn the hard way. This cabin isn't for sale, and it never will be.